things that should be on your checklist before moving to Thailand. In fact, there's going to be more than 10 things. Stick by till the end because number 10's got quite a few things in it. Let's get on with it. Straight up, in no particular order. Number 1, visa extensions and visas. So when you're planning to come to Thailand, you need to think about what visa you're going to need. There are currently a group of countries that are visa exempt. On visa exemption, when you arrive at the immigration here in Thailand, you straight away get 60 days. That 60 days can be extended at immigration quite easily for 1900 Thai baht for an extra 30 days. This gives you plenty of time, get yourself settled in, work out if you're coming here for a retirement visa or anything like that, and get all that sorted out. Some countries may require a tourist visa. It's also valid 60 days, but you have to pay for that one, whereas the visa exemption, it's no cost. Usually you would apply for a tourist visa about a few weeks before you're going to leave, as the application requires you to have your flight details and accommodation sorted out. Number 2 is driver's license or motorcycle license. Now, if you're coming over to Thailand, it's very likely you need to get around, and you're probably going to want to either use a car or a motorcycle. It's very important to have your international driver's license over here. Your international driver's license will be valid to whatever category you have when you're in your home country. So if you don't have a motorcycle license, you can't get a motorcycle license on your international driver's license. It's only going to be what you currently hold. You need to think about things like that. Now, there are ways over here where you can get your motorcycle license and your driver's license if you don't have either of those, but that's for another video. Number 3 is eating Thai food. No good moving to a country if you don't like the food. I highly recommend try some Thai food in your own country. You could go visit a Thai restaurant. It's different. It can be very spicy, a lot more vegetables in it. There may be meats in it, meats that you're used to that you can't get here. Things like lamb are not very familiar over here, whereas pork is very familiar. There's a lot of choices over here, and you really need to enjoy the food and not have a problem with that. Now, not to say you can't buy the food that you're used to in your home country, but that's going to increase your budget quite a bit. Very important to have a good understanding of the Thai food that you're going to enjoy it here. And that sort of leads me on to number 4. So number 4 is come over here for a vacation or a holiday before you decide to move here permanently. Even if it's just a few weeks, visit in the south, visit in the north, possibly visit at different times of the year. Don't just come over here if you've never been here before, because it can be quite a culture shock depending on where you're from and what you're used to. You look at a home, you look at a new house for sale, and you walk through and you decide how it feels if you want to buy that house and move in. It's the same situation. You don't want to jump on a plane, fly somewhere you've never been before, and then in a few weeks or a month or so later, you realize, oh, this is no good. This is not for me. Number 5 is when to go. Climate is a very important thing over here. The best time to be over here is during November to January. Okay, that's the winter over here, and it's the best climate. Whether you're in the north or the south, we get less rain here, and the weather temperature is just a little bit lower. That's a great time to be coming over here and to get yourself organized. Also, if you plan on moving up into the north of Thailand, they also have up here what they call the smoky season or the burning season, which is where a lot of the farmers in the rural areas will burn off all the years, all the season's crops. That smoky season is usually around about February, March and April, but it can be a month either side of that as well. The next one on your checklist is where to stay. Okay, so when you first arrive over here, you're best using Agoda or bookings.com, one of those places, to find just the first couple of weeks in a cheap hotel or Airbnb or something like that, because your first couple of weeks over here is going to be all about finding a place more permanently. It will be a high priority. You're going to need to look for somewhere to stay, whether that's going to be a condo or a house. You really need to look at finding an agent that can help you find a place. Now, I'm up here in Chiang Mai, and I can highly recommend Perfect Homes. Their link is in the description below. They're really fantastic and help me and a lot of people out. And it's simply a matter of telling them what you want, what you're looking for, what size condo, how many bedrooms or a studio. Do you want a pool? Do you want a gym? What's the location? Just all your requirements. You give that to them. They'll go through their listings and go, right, this is this, this, and this. And then off you go with your agent, and you'll go and have a look at these places, and straight away you know that they're showing you what you want to see. Now, I've lost track of what number I'm up to, but on my list here, the next thing we've got is your packing. Okay, so you're leaving your country. You've got to pretty much wipe yourself of a lot of things that you don't need to bring over here, and you really don't need to bring much other than things that that are irreplaceable. Everything else is replaceable. Keep that in your mind. Okay, coming over here will save you a lot of money in costs. Freighting stuff over here or mailing products over here is just way expensive. Just keep also in mind that when you rent a condo, for example, an apartment over here, 99% of them include all fully furnished. All right, they'll include your TV, your lounge, your bedding, your sheets, right? They'll include your full kitchen, your refrigerator, microwave, stove in most cases, cutlery, plates. It's all there, even towels. All you basically need here is to go shopping and have your own clothes, and you've moved in. Okay, that's all included in these places. And a lot of houses also include a lot of the major furnishing requirements as well. You can pretty much do like I did and just came with one bag. One bag. Everything else you can buy here, even clothes. You can buy your whole wardrobe. I've got 15 shirts in there that I bought when I came over here. Certain things you might find, for instance, if you've got big feet, I've got a size 11 foot. You can have a difficulty finding shoes over here. Locals aren't the biggest people. I'm 6'1". Although I'm thin, I find that clothing can be an issue. Now you can go to your big retail stores, and they cater for foreigners and with all the sizes with your shoes, but all the big brand name stuff. But you're not going to get cheap shoes, local stuff. Keep your packing light. Excess baggage on an airplane can run into quite a bit of money as well. Airlines allow 20, sometimes 25 in the baggage. And when you come over here, that's all fine. But also keep in mind that that's on international flights. If you're doing a domestic flight, say you're flying into Bangkok and then you're going to connect flight to Chiang Mai or down south somewhere, those domestic flights, most of them only have a 20 kilo limit. So suddenly, if you've got 25 kilos, you're going to get hit for an overweight bag and have to pay excess baggage amount for that domestic part of your journey. So keep that in mind as well. Okay, so number 8 on the list of things that you should have on your checklist before coming here is banking. Now, I know you can't do your banking and open a bank account until you get here, but you can be prepared to do for it. So what I suggest, and I've been using, is a Wise account. Okay, now there's a link in the description of this video where you'll actually get, I think it's the first transfer or two for free. There's an affiliate link there. But that is one of the best ways I find, and the quickest and most convenience of transferring money. So for instance, if you're coming across here and you've got money and you want to put it somewhere and you don't want to be using and paying your ATM card fees using your Visa debit or credit card, you transfer your money up into Wise, okay? And Wise will then let you transfer that either into a Bangkok or, well, in my case, a Bangkok bank account when I open one, or whatever account you decide to open when you get here, you'll transfer it into that. Or they have a card where you can withdraw from ATMs over here directly from your Wise account. Another option you have is to bring cash. I think immigration and customs allow you to bring in up to 20,000 US dollars. You'll need to go and check that requirement, or put it into your bank once you've opened up your bank account here. Or in my case, what I did was you come over for a holiday beforehand and then go see an agent, get yourself a bank account set up. The other thing is community groups, social media, YouTube, Facebook. All these people out there are a great resource and certainly were for me. I use quite a lot of advice from YouTube and so forth, as well as groups. There are groups of any area over here of expats that you can join on Facebook. And another good source for advice and tips. Now, I wouldn't go saying that everything's 100% accurate, but at least you can get an idea of the areas you're moving into, what's available there, things that you can find out and then verify yourself in your own way, like, is there a chemist near where I'm going to live, and then you could find out. Then using Google Maps is also a great way to check out neighborhoods and places that you want to live. You can do all this before you actually come over. It just makes things a little bit less rushed when you do get over here, because when you are moving here in the beginning, like I said, you're staying in a hotel or an Airbnb, and that's starting to get expensive. A week or two of that is fine, but if you end up needing to stay a month or so, it can work out that the equivalent of a week in a hotel could be the same as paying a month's rent in a condo. So you really want to get yourself into that condo as soon as possible. Also, having an address permanent here and a contract signed also helps you with other things that you can start the ball rolling on as well, which is your driver's license, a Thai driver's license, a residency certificate, and all these things that I go on. I talk about these in my other videos. You're welcome to go back and have a look at, but this is more about what you need to do before you come over here. Now, number 10, the final one, which I hope I'm up to number 10, and I lost count there somehow, is a few things. And this accounts for anyone, even if you're just coming over here for a holiday. These are things that you usually forget about. And you get here and realize, oh no, why didn't I do that? And it's not like I'll just whip back to America or back to Australia and correct these things. It's not that simple. So, plug adapters, all right? Even though you can buy adapters here to change to the Thai 3-pin system, okay, get one before you come, because straight up, when you get here, what are you going to do? You're going to need to charge your phone. You're going to need to plug in your laptop if you've got one. You need to power stuff. So you need to bring an adapter, just something basic. And I tell you else, another idea that I had when I came was I bought a power board. So it was a 4-outlet power board. So all I had to do then was connect one end into an adapter, and now I've got 4 outlets that I can plug whatever I need into. Your SIM card, okay? When you arrive here at the airport, it's quite easy to go to the airport and pick up a SIM card, okay? You'll pay a premium price for that, and they're not very good for if you want to be here long term. Outside of the airport, you can probably pick up cheaper. Even 7-Eleven does some very good deals for SIM cards. Another thing to think about is the SIM card in your home country. You don't want to be doing phone calls using that, because that can get very expensive. And another thing with SIM cards is once you get over here, there's a huge range. There's 3BB, there's AIS, which I think are the same company now. There's a lot of choices out there for getting your phone, internet and phones running. Also in this number 10 is expiry dates. It's something people don't think about, and I made the mistake on 2 occasions. So my passport was going to expire in just about just over a year's time from when I left Australia. So when I arrived here in Thailand, when I went to apply for my extension of stay based on retirement, instead of giving me the full 12 months, they would only give me up until the date my passport expired. So I actually lost a month on my 12 months I should have got. Always check expiry dates. Try, if you can, to have as close to the full amount if you can. You can renew your passport whenever I want. You will lose the time. Okay, so I lost a few months of my 10 years on my passport, but at least now I know I've got one till 2035. Another thing with expiry dates is driver's license in your home country. Make sure that's not due to be renewed. It's a lot easier to renew things while you're still in your own country than it is from overseas. These also include things like your social security card, in my case, Medicare card. Check the expiry dates, make sure they're renewed. Bank cards are another one too. If you've still got bank accounts you're transferring money from and spending money from, and whatever the case may be, don't let them expire, all right? Otherwise, you may have difficulty having your bank send you new cards overseas. Okay, so that's 10 things to make sure you have on your checklist before you're thinking of coming to Thailand to live. Just to make things easier, just write those down and tick them off as you go, and it'll make the transition a lot smoother for you. It certainly did for me. If you've got any other suggestions or any other tips or ideas that should be on the checklist, please share them in the comments below and let anybody else know. And also, if you want to know more about banking or getting a driver's license over here or anything related to when you come here, this channel is all about my journey moving over to Thailand, and I've recorded the progress of everything as I'm over here. So go back and look over my videos and you'll see probably what things will be happening to you, and hopefully you'll be able to get some valuable information from that. Okay, thanks everybody. Please like, subscribe, comments are welcome below, and thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.